Ooh. Unmarried fathers, I want to tell you right now, you do have rights. Does not matter if you are on the birth certificate. Does not matter if you never pay child support. If you're showing up now to take that responsibility, the court is going to recognize that you as the legal parent. Okay? And they're going to recognize that you have rights as soon as you are identified as the legal and biological father of the child. If you're not getting along with the mother of your child or the mother passed away, it doesn't matter. What matters is you need to file a petition for paternity, custody, and visitations for the child. You can't sit back and think what will happen, what could happen. The courts recognize the best place for the child is with the legal and biological parent or surviving parent. Now, there are factors that could come into play. If they prove you unfit, which is very difficult to do, okay, or maybe the child is old enough to say, hey, I want to live over here. They may consider that. They want the best interest of the child, so they're going to consider the child's feelings. I mean, at 12 years old, my dad petitioned the court for custody. Now, he was not on my birth certificate, and he's still not on my birth certificate today. He never paid child support through the court system, so they don't know what he paid at that time. Okay, I was 12 years old. I was in foster care, and, I don't know how the court looks at that, but it wasn't anything that my mother did wrong. My mother turned us over at the time because they showed up to the house and she told them her problems at the time, relationship problems, and they said, we cannot help you unless you turn your children over to us. So that's what she did. Anyway, my father petitioned the court, and they did not make him take a DNA test. No, they didn't. Even though he was not on my birth certificate, even though there was nothing, he did not sign a paternity acknowledgement form or anything. And he got custody. So, I just want to kind of set the record straight. You do have rights. The courts will recognize you as the best place for the child to be unless proven unfit. Or the child doesn't want to live with you, maybe wants to live with someone else. Anyway, I'm going to be posting down below a website called Child Welfare Information Gateway, the Rights of Unmarried Fathers. There's actually a search bar there where you can search the state statutes. Okay, and I suggest you look at this. It's a little confusing. There's a brochure that talks about the different laws in the different states. It can be a little confusing, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're basically all the same. Okay? The definitions are a little different, whether or not they identify the legal and biological father, as I described earlier. That might be different, but in most cases, they just use words to try to confuse you. Sometimes in reality, the mother is the one who has the custody, whether married or not. And as long as everything is going good, nobody says a word, whether married or not, whether on the birth certificate or not. And I have, with my own 2 children, I have the father on one birth certificate, the father's not on the other birth certificate, and I'm going to tell you, doesn't really make a difference. Not one difference in the world. And my dad's not on my birth certificate. He's still considered my legal and biological father. Of course, he did petition the court for paternity. So keep that in mind. I will be making more videos soon. Take care.